Welcome to the Masters of Boredom, where nothing is off the table, not even a good glass of wine. And today, we're reviewing Viticulture, a game all about owning your own winery. So we've got the game, and we've got the wine.
About that.
How do you not have any wine?
Wine thieves. Seriously? I drank it. What do you think?
Well, we can't do this review without wine.
Oh, I'm hearing plenty of wine. Was that your idea?
No, I didn't.
Then who?
Alright, never mind. I have a proposition for you.
Okay, I'm listening.
We just happen to live mere miles from the Niagara Wine Trail. What do you think about grabbing the GoPro and taking this on the road?
Well, alright, but it's my truck, so I'll DD. To the Mastermobile!
We are live and alive, Aaron.
It is a beautiful day. Traveling to the Niagara Wine Trail.
You know, you don't get too many nice days in October, so you gotta make the most of them when you got them for sure.
Oh, Lord, yes. Well, to be fair, most of my time is spent indoors anyway. I suppose I can't grow my own wine in my apartment.
You can't grow your own grapes.
Can't grow my grapes.
You could homebrew if you really wanted to.
I guess. You could probably buy grapes and just do it. Need like a small vat or something. I don't know. I don't know how wine works. Period. I just know it goes in the mouth and makes you happy.
Didn't you pay attention when we played Viticulture? Taught you everything you need to know about making wine.
Yeah, it just taught me that you need random people to show up and suddenly make everything better.
I hear you need some victory points for the right price. We can hook you up. Who'd you say you were again? Don't worry about that.
We don't make or sell wine, but we're a winery.
I mean, that's how it works in most like D&D campaigns if you think about it. Like you always create some sort of secret guild of naughtiness under the guise of a completely legitimate. Like this is an orphanage.
Yeah, right.
Really? I heard it was a pit fighting arena. No. Of course not. There's no thieves guild underneath.
This is not an owl bear ranch. I don't know who told you such a thing.
Exactly. Hey, we're here at Gust of Sun Winery. And what do you say, before we get started, we uncork this game?
Without any wine? I got nothing. It's empty.
I suppose starting off with at least a little bit of wine would be in poor taste.
You think? Let's go.
Happiness.
Well, now that we've got wine, let's get down to brass tacks. So, Viticulture is a worker placement game revolving around inheriting a winery from your parents and trying to make it the most successful winery in the region. It's a straight-up race. Once any player reaches 20 points, the round is played out, and whoever has the most points at the end of that year wins the game.
To get points, players will need to plant vines, harvest grapes, make wine, fill orders, and leverage any special visitors that happen to drop by. Players can also hire more workers, construct buildings to give your winery advantages, or give tours and sell your grapes or fields for cash.
The game is played over rounds, which in this game are played as seasons. The rounds are the years, and the seasons are the bits that break up the years. They break down like so. Spring is when you choose your spot on the turn order board. Going later on the turn order board may earn you better benefits, but you'll have less opportunity for the prime locations in later seasons.
During summer, you'll place workers in turn order to several locations, allowing you to draw random vine cards, plant vines from your hand to your fields, place summer visitor cards from your hand, sell a field or a grape and give a tour for money. Or you could build a new structure for your vineyard. Each location has 1 to 3 worker spaces depending on how many players there are.
Then, during fall, you'll get a new visitor card to your hand. Now, visitors do a great deal of random things, depending on the card. They are all unique, and there are no duplicates, and there are a lot of them. Most of them will give you a choice of 2 or more possible benefits, so pick whichever one is better for you at the time.
And finally, winter. You can place your remaining workers in turn order to these other locations.
Wait, I already used all my workers.
Well, not to crush pad your hopes. But there are plenty of other winter actions to perform, so it's important to manage your workforce. For example, you can acquire a random wine order card, play a winter visitor card, you can harvest grapes from one of your fields and place them in your crush pad, you can make wine from the grapes in your crush pad, or you can sell the wine that you've made if you can fill an order, and one last thing, you could train another worker for the following year. If you've exhausted all of your other options, though, you can send your workers to work somewhere else for a little scratch. All comes down to the visitors you have, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, that's how board games work.
Yeah.
The better your company, the better the game.
So true. So true. I just feel like there's a fine line between randomness and chaos. Some games really tip the scale. But like you said, as long as the company you're playing with is good, just need to brush aside the bitter hatred brewing underneath as they win one more game. Curse you and your house! Just for the record, this was a great idea.
When winter's over, so is the year. Your grapes and wines age, provided you have the facilities to do so. You can take all of the workers from the board and put them back at your vineyard. You collect your residual income and discard cards from your hand down to 7. The first player passes the grapes to the next player on their left. That player will get first choice of the positions on the wake-up track this year. And the next year begins.
Now, there's a multitude of ways to gain victory points, and 20 is the specific gravity to reach. Once anybody hits that number, you'll finish out that year, and the player with the most victory points wins. Tiebreakers are, in order, whoever has the most lira, whoever has the highest value of all the wine in their cellar, and finally, the highest value of all the grapes on their crush pad. If you're still tied, I guess you're just corkscrewed. It's a good hobby to have. There are worse hobbies out there.
Oh yeah, sure.
Like making wine in your bathtub. It's a terrible idea.
I don't know.
Why are all your socks stained purple? Don't worry about it. Would you like to try some of my homebrew? I would not. I would not. Shout out to the UAW workers striking away.
UAW folks.
Godspeed, guys. Godspeed.
Gotta give a little love. Rich people are the worst.
Yeah.
To any rich people who happen to be watching our show, you're still the worst.
Yeah, you are.
But give us money.
Yeah.
Give us your money and you won't be the worst anymore.
That's right. It's
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
I don't think I could ever be rich. I have too many bad spending habits.
Yeah.
If I had the money, I would therefore not have the money. Hello, Salt's Winery. Place with tasty grape juice. I love grape juice.
Stop shaking the damn thing. Just hold it for a second.
Grape juice is delicious.
Right.
Aaron, you're my best friend.
This is true.
Thanks for driving me around. Because I probably shouldn't do this while doing this.
It's not what you think.
Doing this, I'm sorry, my hand. I'm going to put these away.
Let's sample the bouquet before getting down to the grit. As worker placement games go, I like the idea of each location having multiple spots that can still get filled up before you have a chance to use one, but still having an option in the form of the grande worker, or as we call him, Danny Trejo.
Just when you think a spot is full up, the baddest looking dude shows up, and you better believe he's getting what he came for.
I literally don't think that I can say no to the man.
Nope. Side note, thank you, Danny. The masters love you.
But that's about the only thing I really like about Viticulture. It seems blasphemous, as Viticulture is, as of the writing of this video, currently 19th best game of all time on Board Game Geek. And it's made by Jamie Stegmaier, who was also behind Scythe, and I adore Scythe. But Viticulture Essential Edition is not as much fun for me as other worker placement games, and the primary reason is luck. I don't really enjoy games where luck seems to determine the winner, as Viticulture often does. You can't control the vines that you draw, the wine orders you get, or the multitude of visitors, some of whom give huge victory point bonuses. Most frequently, the winner is someone who got 10 to 15 victory points from visitor cards that gelled with the game plan that they were already following. And a game that makes me feel like my strategy was doomed from the start because I didn't draw the right card is not a game I want to keep playing.
Very true. One of my favorite things about Boxwine the board game is the spring turn order track. Having the turn order change based on the advantage you want to take for the first year is an interesting twist, at least until you've had too many glasses. There is some strategy to be had in this despite the chaotic elements of the random card drawing, but that's not the bitterest grape of the bunch. This is a game that I typically win, which is great, but I never do it by making or selling wine. And a game presented solely as a wine-making and selling game, that leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Nice one.
Listen, I know I've been whining all day about drinking wine, but do you think we could maybe get some mead?
Mead?
Black Willow's just down the road, dude, and they make awesome mead.
Let's go. I've always fantasized about what I would do if I ever won the lottery or something like that, and it's always something painfully boring. It's like, I'm just gonna put it all away in savings and investments and just live modestly and have a small house somewhere. And
well, there's no reason you can't stretch it out and make a comfortable life. I mean, if you figure if you divvy it up and based on giving yourself a slight raise from what you currently make and just live off of that money, the interest you incur should keep you afloat.
Yeah.
But who are we kidding? I'd have that shit spent in a week.
I don't even want people to know that I've won the lottery.
Right.
I just want to give them completely anonymous gifts. I would give every single one of my friends a $75,000 a year job.
Right.
Then all they have to do is show up at the office when they want and make up whatever shit they want.
Yeah.
And then post it themselves, just whatever they want to do, whatever artistic endeavors they want to explore, sure, here's the funding you need to do it, just go do it.
We would have to chain Justin up, though, so he can't leave. Here's an infinite amount of paint, here's an infinite amount of canvases, I'm going to shackle you here, you're not allowed to leave.
You have to let him see his wife and child at least once in a while.
No, through caged bars. You can come home when it's done. Are you finished drawing his tattoo? No? You're staying.
Like CJ, I also find spring to be my favorite season of the year because it has a way of setting the tone for the year. And I also enjoy how the actions are broken up into summer and winter because it at least presents a semblance of strategy. And there's a lot to digest, but it can all be offset by poor draws. Or by your opponent getting excellent draws. And to make matters worse, it's a complex game, which can make it difficult to teach other people.
The visitors are going to be the key to your game plan, whether you want them to or not. Either they're going to propel you forward, or they're going to seal your opponent's victory. Some of the cards give you victory points for sacrificing something else. One gave April 3 points just for having 3 planted fields. In a game where the goal is 20, 3 is a full glass. We're not saying the visitors are overpowered, but if you draw the right combination, you will stomp your way to victory.
Let's talk materials. Like the other Stegmaier games that I've checked out, everything is high quality. The board and the player mats are fantastic, and more thematic than anything else in the box. Each of the unique visitor cards has unique artwork, and they all look great. I've never been a fan of tiny font on tiny cards, and I don't really get why they had to be small, but I can deal.
There's minimal wasted space inside this box despite being dreaded vacuum forming. All the materials are neatly organized. And can we talk about these little crystal beads that track your grape and wine value? They're actually able to magnify the numbers on the board, and I appreciate that little detail. Odin be praised! Onwards to the next drunkery steed!
Okay. On we go. Place on the water.
Fair enough.
The yard, fenced in so I can have a dog.
And baseball! Baseball, baseball, baseball!
Don't know that I necessarily need baseball.
Is there a diamond? Is it in the lake?
No, they just have a baseball. You just come see it.
No, we don't play baseball. We just have a baseball.
Is your baseball signed by anybody? No, it's just
like, I bought it at the local sporting goods store. And you'd like to see it.
There's no diamond around here, so we figure these things must be incredibly rare.
I haven't been in Margin Manor in forever, being honest.
Since the last time we took one of these wine tours and I got drunk.
Yeah.
Probably the last time, because I remember coming into Margin already being wasted and not remembering or thinking much of it.
Was that the Halloween festival thing that we all did together?
It may have been.
Because we were, oh my God, that was rough. That was a rough trip.
I got home and I was hammered.
God, that was years ago though.
I got home and I threw up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I think I went straight to the bathroom.
Yeah, because that was before Val had her first kid. I mean, we were all together then.
Yeah. The winery of Margin Manor.
A beautiful manor it is. It's literally a manor, and they serve wine, which is
gorgeous.
Fantastic.
We need a word.
Obviously, tannic.
Tannic? What's that mean?
It describes a red wine that is firm, but leaves the mouth feeling dry.
Ooh, I like it. I kind of gave it away earlier, but this is honestly my least favorite Stonemaier game. I would rather play Scythe or Euphoria before this, and a lot of other worker placement games besides. It's enjoyable to play with a glass of wine or 3, but what board game isn't improved by glasses of wine? Sadly, the luck factor is just too strong for me to recommend it, but that doesn't mean you won't enjoy it. Try it out, see what you think, but for me, there are definitely better choices than this oaky but still light-bodied game.
For me, Box Wine, the board game, is just a strategy game overshadowed by chaos. I always have fun playing it as I really enjoy the strategy of the game that it allows you to employ, but not the randomness that ruins it. You might win, you might lose, but either way, pour yourself another glass of wine to drown your sorrows or toast your victory. Viticulture has a sweet bouquet and a crisp taste, but a rather awkward finish.
Hey, CJ?
Where nothing is off the table, and not even Senior Citizen Fight Club.
We're home.
We are?
Senior Citizen Fight. We're home. 5 wineries up, 5 wineries down. You bought like 15 to 20 bottles.
Will you help me carry the case of wine in?
No.
That was...
Will you thank the kind people for watching our video?
Subscribers, drink responsibly, board game responsibly. Make sure you bring yourself a DD. Have a great time. Like and subscribe. Click on wherever these videos show up on this screen here, probably in the middle maybe.
There's a bell somewhere. You can click the bell. It seems to be a big thing. Don't really know what it's all about, but you can click the bell.
Ding, ding the dingling.
Does it make a ding?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't know. But I say you should game irresponsibly, but make sure you drink responsibly. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. That's fair. Aaron, thank you again for being a designated driver.
Get out of my truck before you throw up in it.
Good idea.